Well, just thought I'd do a little introduction on the video that I'm going to put up in just a little while. It's going to be segments of me putting this studio together, doing all the new stuff in here. I don't know how much you can see right now. I've got it focused down pretty close. But I just wanted to give an overview of what's happening with the studio, and this is only going to be a small part of it. Then each video I put up, I'll have more completed in the studio. But it's coming together pretty good, and I'm going to have a lot of room here to work. I've got everything lined up around behind me here. And I've got plenty of room. I'm going to put another guitar rack over there at the end of that table that has amps on it. And I'm sleepy, I'm tired. I tell you, I'm still suffering from moving that mattress. That thing weighed probably 150 pounds. You can barely pick up one end of it, no handles on it at all, and it really made me sore. I had strained muscles I didn't even know I had. Well, I'll put the video up now and we'll see what it looks like. Well, Old and Crackadated here, and welcome to the expansion of my studio to make it a whole lot more useful. And let me level the camera up because it is crooked. Still not perfect, but perfect is not what I'm about. Get it done. I think I'm still leaning. I've moved the tripod and hadn't adjusted the legs on it right yet. But this is where that bed was, and this is now going to be the center of my filming studio. I'll have a guitar rack over here to muffle the sound of the drums, keep them from rattling. That way I have a rack with about 9 guitars. Then I'll put, I think I'm going to go with Fender amps across the back, and then things like Katana and things like that, but I may leave my speaker caps where they are. That way I can mic them on that other wall over there, and of course I'll show you that wall. I've got a pile full of stuff. Man, I've got guitars stacked all over the place. But I'll be able to start getting them on racks. I do wish they would make a double height guitar rack. I may be able to find one. I may have to build it. That would work out great. One here and then a level of them here, which would block off, because the problem I'm having right now is vibration of cymbals when I'm over there where the deluxe reverb is at. But there are bed rails and stuff. This is the way this has been for 20 years. When we first moved in, we stacked these stair treads, which I had bought for the old house, and was fixing to start the stairs to the upstairs the very next day, and somebody knocked on the door and wanted to buy the house, and we sold it. Sometimes I regret selling it because I'd love to have kept that there. It was a big house. I added something like 2,700 square feet to it, and had a big deck up above the kitchen, and The second story consisted of 4 rooms and a bathroom. But before I finished all that out, somebody knocked on the door and wanted to pay me what I wanted for it. So I was happy with that. But anyway, I'll get this area cleaned up and then make short clips of it as I'm setting it up. I've got to put reinforcement in this shelf right here. I need a middle bracket. That's all my accordions up there. Good old, some of them Acadian type squeeze boxes. I've got one more that I need to bring up here from downstairs and put up. But I'll probably do it on a separate shelf over there. But I can make good shelves out of these. I thought about making a speaker cabinet out of one, or a couple of them. Just do like a 20 by 24 size speaker cabinet or something. May split one of these in half and just use, because these are 12 inches, then I could add another 5-6 inches. That'd make a good speaker cabinet. This stuff's good and solid. And these things are expensive now. I bought these back when they were cheap, but I've got, I think, 5 more over there. I think I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9 right here, 5 over there. I've got another one somewhere that I'm using for a shelf, I believe. But anyway, this is going to alleviate my cramped up problem that I had there at the door. I mean, I just had room to come in and sit down in my chair. And this right here is a stool that my uncle made out of scrap. He worked as a maintenance man at a nursing home that later became a hospital. Of course, it still had a nursing home in it too. But when he didn't have anything else to do, as long as he had all his stuff maintained, they let him use the shop for whatever scrap. They would have crates and boxes and all kind of stuff that would come in out of wood, and he'd take the scrap wood and make things out of it. And this is one of his creations. And man, have I ever used this thing. Of course, you can see it's got paint on it. I've used it as a painting platform. But I think that and that other little stool that I bought at an auction for $2, made out of 2x6s, and it's got a hand hold in the middle of it. It's easy to pick up and carry. I think that's going to be my main playing chairs. I thought about bringing that wooden chair that I've been playing on over there, over here, and getting a small, well, I've got another office chair here somewhere that I can put over there. But I like my big armchair there. A friend of mine gave me that. It's a reclining armchair, and it is really comfortable to play in. And then my chair over there at my desk is one that came out of a hospital that my brother bought. He just on a whim one day stopped and was looking around the old abandoned hospital in downtown Sheffield, and a friend of ours, a real estate agent that had the property listed, stopped, and he just asked him how much they were wanting for it. He bought the hospital that day. And then turned out I got a lot of equipment and chairs out of it. I still got chairs outside that came out of the old fiberglass molded chairs that had the vinyl padded covers on them that you saw in all the hospitals back in those days. I bet I had 100 of those chairs, because the guy that bought all the equipment in the hospital needed somebody to help him load and haul that stuff, so I did all the packing up and loading all that medical equipment. I mean, he had a spectrograph, and then had one of the chemical analyzing machines that the lab. But I was really versed in loading trucks, and I could get his truck packed where none of his equipment got damaged, and he could drive it to where his warehouse was. I don't even know, I think it was in Huntsville or somewhere. But I would load him up a truck every day, and he gave me all these chairs, which I took a bunch of them to an auction and sold them for about $2 a piece, I think. Took a big load of them. But I sold a bunch of the other chairs that he let me have. All the chairs that's in the hospital. I don't know how many there were in all, but I ended up getting 100 of them that I took to my place. I had plenty of storage room for them. But I sold all the others. Ones I took to an auction and got $2 for. I thought, well, why don't I just offer somebody all those other chairs $2 a piece? And that's what I did. The guy came and loaded up a couple of trailers of chairs. The hallway was just lined with those chairs everywhere. Did pretty good out of all that stuff. I sold all kind of things that anything he didn't want, I'd take it and sell it. I'd take it to an auction, get rid of it in one night. But that's the way I made my living for a good while. And the guy I was paying Social Security to, I had 10 years of my income disappear from Social Security. Of course, the guy's doing like 160 years in prison. He's dead now, I think, but he died in prison. He scammed so many people, I mean millions of dollars, and was taking Social Security out of, I was paying him the Social Security money and the taxes and all that stuff, and he did away with all that. But the taxes, I ended up having enough deductions to clear me on that. Because I took some big losses when I quit the business. Because my legs and my back got in such bad shape, I had to retire from that. But it just, yeah, it clipped my Social Security, because that was 10 of the 20 years they based it on. Lady at Social Security said, well, we'll need the information on him so we can prosecute him. I said, lady, he's spending 160 years in prison. What are you going to do to him? They confiscated all the money he had that he had stolen. And what were you going to do to somebody that's already in prison? Well, I'll get busy cleaning this up and then come back when I set up a little stuff in it. Thought I'd show my shelf of accordions over there. I've got all different kinds, several different brands. Some of them are really good. That one with the red trim on it, the biggest one there, that's really a good one there. It played really good. Of course, I can't play it now because my hands just, I've been trying, but doing that Cajun rhythm, it's hard to do with hands in such bad shape. And the one with the flowery looking trim on it there, second one over from that red one, that's a good one. They're all good ones, but some are better than others. And of course the one on the far end over there, it's a super good one. Well, just wanted to show those, and now I'll get back to cleanup. Now there it is with the floor cleaned up. You can see where those boards have laid for 20 years and the dust pattern around them. But it won't be long, it'll all be the same color. But that's where I'm going to be setting up. Well, I've changed my setup in here. I've got my Fender amps lined all the way around there, and my Boss Katana over there. Got my Boss ME80 here, Matrix Box Pro there. I really like that thing. And I decided to drag out my '50th anniversary Telly style Harley Benton. I hadn't even tightened the whammy bar springs, so it's just wanted to get that new part added on video in case I forget what I've done, so I can go back and review it. I've found that I will work out a piece, and if I don't record it now where I can go back and listen to it again or watch what I was doing, I forget it and it's lost. But this thing, I tuned it and played it the day I got it, played it another couple of days, put the thing back in the bag, and that's where it sat because I was so busy with everything. Got the thing out and it was in perfect tune. Of course, it didn't take me long to put it out of tune when I started messing with whammy bar. I've got to tighten the springs because when I work the bar, it gets out of tune, and I've got to adjust them to where they stay in tune. My other ones with the whammy bars in them, they stay in tune because I've set the bar on them. And that Gretsch came with the bar set just right. The springs were just right in it. But that was through my new GTX. That's the first time I've played it tonight. But what I did, I took one of these stair treads and cut it down to fit in this rack. And I think what I'm going to do is cut two pieces in half, leave a little space between them, where I can mount a pedal board on one and a pedal board on the other, and slide them back in here and put a piece of wood on the bottom that'll catch, come out a certain distance and catch, and just set it down. That way I can use it for my pedal boards. And I gave $2 for that rack at the Goodwill store. I thought, well, that I could use that on the desk and put pedal boards on it and be able to operate them by hand up on the desk. But this is working out good. Right arrangement. I may need to move the amps back about another 2 inches where I can move this another 2 inches. 2 inches makes a lot of difference in here. But I've got my guitar rack here. I'll put me a stool there, and then I'll use this low stool for working up front. But then I can get back there and get on the high stool and operate my stuff from there. That way I can reach all, that way I can reach all the amps. I'm so sleepy, I'm telling you, moving that mattress just about killed me. That thing weighs in excess of 100 pounds. I don't know how much more it weighs, but it is heavy, and it's got no handholds on it like the old mattresses used to have. There's no place to grab, so moving it was pick it up, slide it about a foot at a time till I got it to the bedroom in there. Then the box springs were so light, I just put them down and scooted them right on in there. But then swapping them over and I had to put the box springs on top of the mattress and then pull the mattress out from under it, and it don't want to move. I strained myself so bad I was exhausted, and that was Saturday, and I'm still not over it. Today I just was useless. Oh, and the puppies got into my bread and hot dog buns that were still in the bag. I put them up on the counter and they pulled them off in the floor, and I've got to go back and buy more bread and hot dog buns in the morning. Well, old and crackadated, putting this together a little at a time, and I've got my guitar rack here, and I'm going to put another shelf brace in the middle of that shelf. Then I may put a shelf up there. I left that bed headboard because I installed the shelf right over the headboard, and it's going to be good to be able to hook cables and things to with zip ties back there, keep them out of the way. So I'll make use of all that. But this is great having all this room. I've still got my Harley Benton standard speaker cab back there, and my two, I've got an orange amp there and a 8-inch orange speaker cab and a stage right head amp, and my Hughes and Kettner Stomp pad. That's a good little amplifier. But I've got a deal worked out with Sweetwater. They're giving me a discount on a package deal for the Black Star Amp Ed 2 and the Boss RC 600. They're doing a package deal on it, so that's going to occur Monday. Or Tuesday, no later than Tuesday. But I'm looking forward to that. I've been wanting one of those RC 600, and I've been wanting that amp head ever since it came out. I looked at the one, but it didn't have enough features on it for me. And of course, the amp head 3, it's got some features on it that would be advanced, but I don't like it's made for more real high gain stuff. And this amp head 2 is good for clean tones and for high gain. I like the high gain on it better than I do the high gain on the amp head 3. Well, old and crackadated. Let's hope the camera hasn't quit. Because if it can, it will, you know. It probably already has. Still filming, how about that?